Test audio. Testing the audio at 29:30. Testing the audio at 28:15. Test.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth with you, bringing you all of the action. Special thank you to our mix master, our MC, Austin Johnson, running through the starting lineups and getting the crowd excited. Not that they needed any help to get excited. Everyone very anxious for opening tip-off as basketball finally back here at the castle. It was a long break without the round ball. 19 days without a game here at the castle. First game back here at Essex after a 5-game road trip for Coach DeVoe's squad. They went 4-1 on the road in those 5 games. At 1 loss, only their second loss of the season. As the Knights had the first possession of the game, could not hit. Catamounts with the second as West Virginia Potomac State comes into the castle looking to play spoiler. As Azarea Whiting pulls down the tough rebound. It comes away a little worse for wear afterwards as there's a foul committed by one of the Catamounts players. Almost 30 seconds into the game, and we are looking for the game's first basket. The offense was hot for the Knights in that 5-game road trip, hitting the 90-point mark in 3 of those games. They did have a loss in those 5 games, as I mentioned earlier. That was a 92-79 loss to Miami-Dade College. As we see a long 3 on the other side of the court, miss for the Catamounts. The Knights still with a 0 on the board, trying to change that here on their 3rd possession. And Elisa Ortiz hits her first from downtown. Friendly confines of the castle have been very friendly for Ortiz at different points this year. As the Catamounts get 2 good looks at the cup, cannot hit on either. Robinson gets it right back from Ortiz, and they cannot hit 2 in a row. 3-0 start for the Knights. Just over 90 seconds into the game, the Catamounts looking for their first basket. Catamounts driving into the painted area, feeling the contact, throwing up the prayer. It was not answered on either side. No foul, no basket. Azarea Whiting, scoop and score as she goes the distance. The sophomore with a nice move there. It's a 5-0 run for Coach DeVoe's squad to start the game. Knights played in a nail-biter of a game on the road down in Florida after that game against Miami-Dade. A real standout game, against Palm Beach State. Only the 2nd game this season for the Knights to be decided by less than 10 points. It was a 63-58 win for the Knights where they had a 15-point 4th quarter. That was the difference. As we see a whistle on the shot, Catamounts a chance to get their first points of the game and finally put a stop to the 5-0 run that the Knights were in the middle of. Only the 2nd game to be decided by single digits this season by the Knights. That game against Palm Beach State, the first one this year to go in the favor of the Knights. Knights had a nail-biter of a loss against Union back on November 13th. This one against Palm Beach State, much different result. That 15-point quarter for Coach DeVoe's squad leading the way scoring-wise for the team overall, as we see a nice move down low from Walker, just couldn't hit. Reagan Robinson and Azarea Whiting, the sophomore combo, big games down in the South as we see a tough rebound. Neither team could get it. It'll stay right here. The sophomore connection leading the way for the Knights. Robinson finished with 15 points and 5 made threes against Palm Beach. And Whiting doing the dirty work. A 14 and 13 double-double. Added 6 assists to go along with those 14 points and 13 rebounds. Azarea Whiting and Reagan Robinson coming back this year after being a part of the squad last year, looking to finish the job this year. Hang another banner that says National Champions. That's the goal, and it's still very much alive. Ortiz felt the contact, threw up the shot. No whistle, but it'll stay right here as that one was last touched by the Catamounts. Just pulled the chair out from underneath of Elisa Ortiz. She gets a tough catch there on the inbound. Why go for two when the three is so much better? Elisa Ortiz, 6 points, and she walked with the Catamounts. Number 25, Maya Gleason, trying to split the defense with the pass. The double team came just in the nick of time, forcing a turnover, and now forcing the timeout early here in the first. 6 minutes and 36 seconds into, or left in the first quarter, I should say, and it is an 8-1 game. Just the 32nd timeout on the court for the Catamounts, so the action back on the floor. Knights with possession, moving it around the three-point line. Washington for three. Whiting pulls down the miss. Great ball movement. Washington gets a second look and a little bit better, but same result ultimately. In and out. And oh, nice move defensively, running the floor beautifully. Catamounts thought they had beat the Knights up the floor. Tyler Washington had other ideas as she swiped it away. Just as the Catamounts player was about to go up for the shot. Nice defense. And Walker walks with it. Looking over to the bench. Coaching staff couldn't give her anything on that one. That one definitely a travel. Just a little bit too excited. Shuffled the feet before the ball hit the ground. Catamounts looking for some space, finding it on the baseline. Azarea Whiting a little bit too aggressive on the closeout defensively, says the ref. That was in the act of shooting, so the Catamounts going to the line again. Still no made baskets in the game for the Catamounts, as they are stuck on 1 point right now. I'll move it up to 2 on that one. And there is a 2-for-2 trip to the line for West Virginia Potomac State. Larkin Walker. Whiting with the handoff to Washington. Step back. Gives it back to Whiting. They're playing hot potato. Now Ortiz looking for 3 in a row from downtown. Catamounts finding the soft spot in the press. 3 on the other side, just a little short. And Washington pulls down the long rebound. Nice move through the defense. Ortiz. Walker, the fade. Oh my, that was pretty. She's been working on that move in practice. I don't think we've seen that this year. And Walker stepping up. Running the route. Making the interception. Does it again from the other block, but cannot hit this time. Washington, same result. Long rebounds here for the Knights. Extra looks, Extra bites at the apple. Washington gives it up to Whiting, who drives baseline, who finds Robinson for the open three. All in all, no baskets there for Coach DeVoe's squad. 10-3 is our score, under 5 minutes to play. Into the painted area, Walker sends out an invite to the block party. Walker with the block from behind, going to stretch out the legs as she was in a little bit of pain after that one. Probably a little bit of a cramp, I'm sure. Robinson drives, finds the big down low, and that is a great pick and roll, executed beautifully by the Knights. Michaela Sally feeding Robinson and then immediately rolling to the cup, being rewarded for the effort. Now going to the line at the end of it all. 4 minutes left in the first. And a 2-for-2 trip to the line. And another substitution package checking into the game for the Knights. Azarea Whiting, the only starter still out there on the court right now. As we have Kendra Lee Ramirez checking in, as well as Alea Rodriguez, Nadia Simpson. Michaela Sally checked in the game earlier, picking up the foul there. Three fouls committed by the Knights in this first half, or in this first quarter, I should say. And a drive baseline. That's a nice move. Finishing amongst the trees. Ramirez pulls up for three. No good. Sally fighting hard for the rebound, but getting a foul at the end of it. A little bit too aggressive, says the referee. That's now 4 fouls committed by the Knights. The next one will put them in the bonus. I'll have the Catamounts hang around in this one. Around the pick, but Sally steps up defensively nicely to stop the rush. Stonewall effort in the half court. Rodriguez finds Whiting, drives, pulls up, nope. Simpson now drives. Jumper no good. What a rebound by Azarea Whiting, and the bank is open on Saturday afternoon. Hustle gets you mighty far in life, and Azarea Whiting, first one on the floor. And because of that, she'll get the rebound and the apple. 14-5, under 3 minutes to play. In the first quarter, that is. Whole lot of game left between these two teams. Mid-range jumper a little long, and the offensive rebound just in front of the outstretched hand. Bailey Evans walking the tightrope on the baseline, trying to create that extra possession for the Catamounts. The breaks in the game continue to go the way of the Knights. Down low, Sally can't get the catch. Good defense, making it tough. What a cut, what a pass! Wow! That's going to end up on the highlight reel for both players. Moving without the ball beautifully and then splitting the defense effortlessly with the pass. And we have a whistle away from the ball, a hard screen. Catamounts player a little worse for wear. We're going to take a break with the two teams. Be back in a moment. Great display of teamwork as a Catamounts player gets helped off the field, or off the court, I should say, and that is a great fight for the ball. Kendra Lee Ramirez trying to take it away from the Catamounts player. Catamounts doing everything they can to hold on to it. Doing just enough right now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gotta go, gotta go. Into the painted area, throwing up. One off the bank and in. May have been a prayer, but that one was answered. Ramirez finds Simpson, and now they'll pass it around the three-point line. Try and set something up in the half court. Beating the big down low again. Sally with a nice catch, turning, and she will politely ask us all to forget about that one. We can do her that. Didn't hit that one, but she'll get the next one. They're trying to feed the bigs down low. Break up the three-point shots just a little bit, and you could see the excitement written all over the Catamounts' face there. First time in a while they've had a chance to get out and run. They forgot to put the ball down first. The breaks of the game continue to go the way of the Knights. Final 60 seconds of the first quarter. It's here. Rodriguez off the front of the iron. And the Catamounts will look to run again. So this time, a little slow to get into the half court. Oh, nice spin move. Had to get that ball up 1 second earlier, though. Another travel. Well, it was the beginnings of a nice spin move as we see Rodriguez trying for the crossover. That was a good rotation defensively. Got around that first defender, but then here came the second. Slow down the rush just a little bit. Still on the attack, though. Shot clock and game clock separated by just over 20 seconds, and they say that's offensive. Now the shot clock and game clock separated by 16 seconds as the Catamounts could go for the 2-for-1. Oh, could not bring down the fingertip catch on the far sideline. Let's try it again. Shot clock and game clock now separated by 20 seconds. It's the Knights' chance to go for the 2-for-1. Rodriguez calls out the play after the inbound. Oh, wide open on the baseline. An easy scoop and score from Mackenzie Nelson. Shot clock now turned off. Catamounts will hold for the final shot if they can get it over. They got it over. Now can they hold? Great job recovering defensively. Michaela Sally was out of position for a moment, but just a moment. She got on that high horse quickly. Was able to break up the pass. Catamounts still looking for that buzzer beater. Jumper. Good as it rolls around and hits the bottom of the net. Ramirez throws one up. It's waved off. 18-9 is our score at the end of the first quarter. The Knights in control, but the Catamounts hanging around. We got another 10 minutes before we get to halftime. What will the score be when that halftime whistle comes around? 24-11 now, the score for the Knights. Washington gets a leg on that one. But kind of set up defensively in the half. Pushing back, doing the right thing. Knights pushing their weight around all day today as Walker with an emphatic lockdown low. Just palming that right at it. This there with Trumbo finger wag. Foul. That rebound. Ball. That arm tucked in a little bit. Don't fully extend. Probably doesn't get the twist. Like half the NFL. There's hand fighting on every single play. It's just how aggressive, and it's going the other way that time. Let's add someone. That very, very back. On the line. And Azariah Whiting makes a nice to the cup. Gets those points for the Knights. Add him out. Get those points right back, and Walker with another big block. Ariel Walker taking up a lot of space on the floor and in the air. What a defensive run for number 10. What a defensive run for the whole team. They threw it to space. There was no one there. Robinson to Washington. Cannot hit. Gets her own miss. What a fight for the ball. Walker, 3. Cannot hit. Catamount get the miss. Catamount looking to get in the half court. Down low, driving baseline. Working hard is Azariah Whiting, taking up a lot of space down low. Everywhere, all at once. Like Adam at up. Take away the shooting lane. Knights are dominating play here in the second quarter, 26-11. We are almost 4 minutes into the second quarter. Dictate pace play, and this starting on the defensive side. Walking down low, gets her own miss. Puts the second one back in. Full ball defensively and offensively here for Coach DeVoe's squad, as that's an offensive foul. Got her right to it. 7 in a row for number 25, the Catamounts, Mia Gleason. Stare down afterward. Go about back. And that is set. That's like point in the record tonight. Robbins fighting. Stock team. So played but their coach team in previous years, Coach Bo now the standard isn't just an NCAA tournament. Standard final four up around and in all of the basketball banners final four for NCAA national. They all say and as want to live up just like the players do. Washington hits a nice straight. Oh, what a pass running the floor, but Whiting gets a hand on the biscuit, but also arm. Line. Speed. Coast to coast. Had it swiped away. Just coaching staff had today took part. 7-point run from her. Couple nice defensive plays. That's a heads-up play. Trap. Nice player. Trying to spin back off the biscuit. Washington. Fighting. Whoa! Gleason sends out an invite to the block party. That is the first invite sent out by Potomac State. Wow, whatever coaching staff State said, it lit a fire under my can't split the defense. Simpson, and that's a kick ball. Play, that leg. Oh, an interception from the Catamounts. Throwing up a prayer at the buzzer. Oh, no good. In and back out. That kind of day. Adam Azaway or Whiting puts the brakes on, finds Walker. Whiting brings down her miss and puts in the second attempt. That's now 9 points for the sophomore Azarea Whiting. 9 points to go along with 6 rebounds. 3 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. The sophomore from Havre de Grace, Maryland, doing a little bit of everything. Reagan Robinson, the leading scorer for the Knights. At the halftime break, she had 8 points. Elisa Ortiz may have just sent out an invite to the block party. I'm not sure. I was watching Walker coming over from the backside, and then all of a sudden the ball was out of the hands of the Catamounts player. Ortiz was the other Knights player there, so either she swiped it away or she swatted it away. Either way, the defensive play made, and they'll need to make one more. What a save! Driving baseline, Harris throws up the floater, cannot hit. Walker running the floor. Washington for 3. That's good! Walker with the rebound and the apple. Trying to get the steal there and tripped up just a little bit. Definitely not on purpose. Feet got tangled up. Catamounts player a little worse for wear, and possession will stay right here. Ariel Walker, the only Knights player with less than 5 points in the starting lineup, but she had 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks in the first half. That'll get her over the 5-point mark. And oh no. We're going to take a break with the two teams as everyone now just realizing that a Knights player is down on the court. Bo has players back in more ways than one. Or looking in high spirit. Back today. Back. Washington. Handoff to Ortiz. Finds Ramirez. Great passing play. Just could not hit. Catamount makes one done offensively that time. Getting the rebound. Now running the floor. What a pass. Just out in front of Walker. Could not hit though. Whiting throws it up to Ramirez. Ramirez. Catamount runs defensively. Nicely, I should say. Great play. 3, please. Fighting. Doubles up. Finds Ortiz. Elisa Ortiz, another one from downtown. Adds 2 in the first half. Finds number 3 in third. Baseline's open. Fighting. Somebody. That ball. Stop. Hit down low. Great closeout from Ramirez. Making it a little difficult. Outlet pass intercepted, and that's a foul. Five. Get themselves not hit. Could not hit. Got found. Down. Nelson. Stop. Trouble. Corner. Head. Offense. That was back. Take a moment. Play on the side. Washington finally gets the ball. Drive baseline. Puts it up with 2 hands and gets the friendly roll. And not out put up. Got the point. Lock. That but Ramirez running the floor, finding Ortiz on the nice speed, and that is 4 from downtown for Elisa Ortiz. And Steve Ramirez pass prettier than the shot on that one. That was no look, underhanded wraparound. I see you. Nice. Nice. Going off what they've baseline. Great defense, better offense. Nice day today. 66-26. Baseline drive. Oh, what an invite to the block party. And you got him thinking on the second shot. As Sally comes in off the baseline, sends one away. Then that baseline for a second look. Like, that was that. Adam out. Another possession after the inbound. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Got one up. The bank's closed at this hour on Saturday. Nice jump. No. Oh, Sally. Got it spotted away. Friends right behind. Got round pick. Now handing off to Sally from downtown. Off the front of the iron. 30 seconds left. And then back down. Trip line. Back. 6-6-27. Left. And wait for the ball. Running on a couple. Add the open look. On now, out of bounds. That stays right here. Nice. Right in front of the bench. Good talent. Line. Under play now. Sideline. Open. At got rest ball. Not our night. Once the ball of number says eventually they're gonna go. Gotta be aggressive. Shot. Because it creates those dribble drive options. Dribble drive, a big part of what got night. Demanding that they have right. Start second. Step. Oh, nice move behind the back with the floater. That's going to end up on the highlight reel. And Lee Ramirez going one way and then very quickly going another. Nelson into that. I love to see how they're going to do that. Have a hard time. That nice player get it. Sometimes that ball is slippery. See, once again, got to get a shot up. What a move with the ball fake, but they could not get around that last outstretched arm. Ramirez finds Rodriguez. No good. What a rebound. Sandwich in the middle of Adam. Oh. Make it 7-2 now. Nice. 19 days without a game here at the Castle. They are happy to be back at home, playing in front of the fans. Have a good old time here at Essex. Ramirez. Oh! Pulls it back, could not hit. Nelson, second look, 14. 5 from downtown. Lisa Ortiz loves playing here at the Castle. Our fans who have been with us all season long. Display. Got 7. Couple of quick whistles there. We had a whistle to start the game and then a whistle for a change of possession. As Rodriguez got a piece of that ball but could not go get it afterwards. So possession stays here with the Catamounts. They'll get to work in the half court once again. And Rodriguez getting 2 hands on that one. The steal. Ortiz dropping it off for Nelson. And the Catamounts running the floor well there defensively. They get the stop. Oh, Sally takes it away on the double team. What a tough move from the big. Just some good old-fashioned bully ball. As Michaela Sally, the sophomore forward from Baltimore, Maryland, who transferred here from St. Andrews University, getting some extra minutes here today and showing the coaching staff that maybe she should get even more. Doing a lot with the minutes given to her here today. Michaela Sally, 8 points coming into the fourth quarter. She just hit her 9th there. And make it 10, as that's now 10 points to go along with 3 rebounds. Azarea Whiting got to the double-double mark in the third period. 11 points and 10 rebounds. 5 defensive and 5 offensive rebounds. You cannot make that stuff up. Azarea Whiting doing everything out there on the court. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block to go along with it. Speaking of blocks, Ariel Walker right behind Azarea Whiting. She could get into the double-double spot here in the fourth, as she has 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Kendra Lee Ramirez for 3. That's now 7 points for number 1. Leading scorer in the game is Elisa Ortiz with her 5 3-pointers. 15 points, all from downtown for the sharpshooter. The 3 for higher. And she stepped on the line. The beginnings of a nice move. Just couldn't finish. 90 seconds into the fourth quarter. Coach Arthur on the sideline, encouraging them to go fast, be aggressive, push the pace. Sally faces up for a moment. What a pass! Oh my goodness, splitting the defense beautifully with the pass. Oh man, bigs who can pass from down low, it is just so much fun to watch. You get that defense on the backside, get them moving on the face-up, and then boom, drop it off to someone cut into the basket. That is just beautiful basketball. Somewhere out there in the ether, Tim Duncan's got a smile on his face with a play like that. Too many men on the court. You don't see that one every day. Oh man, all my old school Celtics fans remember the too many men on the court call from way back in the 70s. That's the only time I could ever really think of seeing that call. Really almost turned the game for him back in the day when that happened. Too many men call on the court. Ended up giving the Phoenix Suns another chance to get right back in that game. I believe that was a 4-overtime game between the Suns and the Celtics. No 4 overtimes here today, but a little shacked in the fool moment for the Knights, as we see a nice move down low from Evans, getting the position, making the most of it. Washington, Walker for 3. That's 11 points from Ariel Walker. She now needs 2 rebounds to get into the double-double spot. My dad growing up used to give $10 for every double-double I got. I didn't get a lot of money growing up, but Ariel Walker and Azarea Whiting may want to give my dad a call. They may have to Venmo him some cash. Nelson throws up the floater, cannot hit. Whiting pulls down the miss. running the floor. Washington for three. No good. Walker gets a little bit closer to the double-double as that's rebound number 9. Three-pointer in front of the bench. No good. Ortiz running the floor. Dropping it off for Washington, who will go to the cup for 2. (85-32), 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now the fans are starting to ask themselves, will the Knights get to 100 points this season, or today here in this game? If they can get to 100, it'll be the second time in the month of December that they've hit the century mark. Fourth time on the season, as Coach DeVoe's squad has hit 100 3 other times already this year. This is the final game before a long stretch away from the court once again for the Knights. This time, it's not a road trip, it's winter break, as the season, or the holiday season, I should say, is finally already almost here. Oh my, what a bully ball move from Azarea Whiting. Who's going to do it? We got a ball stuck up there. 30-second timeout taken on the floor. We'll stay right here with the two teams, as was in the middle of saying a moment ago. This is the last game before a long break for Coach DeVoe's squad, as the winter break is almost here for the students at CCBC Essex. The holiday season is here. Players and students, student athletes will go home to family, enjoy the holiday season, enjoy this well-earned break, and then they will come back to try and finish the job. There is 7 more home games on the schedule after this one here for the Knights. So a lot of games at the Castle for Coach DeVoe's squad when we come back after the winter break. But the reality of the season, once we come back for January, that means March is right around the corner. And you know what that means. The music starts to play. It starts to get louder and louder the closer you get to March, because it's time to go dancing. Azarea Whiting dancing all over this one here today, as she makes a strong bully ball move to the basket. Check out that CCBC Essex Athletics website for the schedule after the winter break. Try and figure out one of those 7 games here at the Castle, which one of those 7 games you can come to, so you can check out a game here at Essex before the season is over, because you have got to watch the action on the court. We always appreciate you joining us live on YouTube, but we really want to see you live here at the Castle at some point this season. You owe it to yourself, if you can, come out to a game. Do exactly that. The action on the court has been phenomenal all season long. And of course, we got those delicious chicken sandwiches in the stands, as our good friends at Chick-fil-A Nottingham Square catering the event today, as they always do, except on Sunday. This season here at CCBC Essex, it brought change, as we see a nice move down low for the Catamounts. Coach DeVoe taking over As the head coach here, what an amazing start to the season, but hey, he is not concerned one bit about amazing starts. He is concerned about finishing strong, and that is the goal for this Knights team, and that goal is still very much alive. We talked about the banners that hang around the gym here. You don't have to look long to see them. Coach Cini, when the program came back here at Essex, a lot of success right off the bat. Well, now it's Coach DeVoe's time to have that success, to plant those seeds, to mold these young minds, and to win games on the court. And that is exactly what they're doing. Only 2 losses on the year, both of them to top teams. As we see Walker finding Washington. Walker gets it back, and give her the double-double. Both bigs here for the Knights. Getting the double-double, Azurea Whiting and Ariel Walker flexing the muscles down low. Man, oh man, that is going to be a double big combo that is going to be tough to deal with when we get to March, and it's win or go home. Washington, Whiting, getting the miss, and oh my, what an invite to the block party. Sent out by the Catamounts, number 25. Mia Gleason. Ariel Walker trying for a return to sender special as she wanted to send out an invite of her own. Elisa Ortiz. All good things must come to an end as her three-point party may have ended a little early. Big group substitution checking into the game. That's 4 players checking in for Coach DeVoe. So who's staying in? And Elisa Ortiz will stay into the game. So she has another chance to throw up a couple more three-pointers. Nelson. Shoulder jumper is good. As that's now 97 points in the game for the Knights. Seems like a foregone conclusion that they're going to hit a hundo now. Offensive foul. Put $1 in the jar. Michaela Sally putting the nose right there in the middle of the action. Coming away a little worse for wear, but getting the extra possession for the squad. And they'll try and get to 99 or maybe even a hundo here. There's points 98 and 99. Mackenzie Nelson gets him on the Gretzky number. Hanging up there amongst the trees and hitting on the baseline. Knights finding the open shooter. Good closeout defensively. Ramirez around the pick. There's a hundo. 101 to be exact as Ramirez hits the foul line jumper. Nelson, little bit too handsy. That's now 4 fouls committed by the Knights in this fourth quarter. Both teams sitting at 4 fouls. The next one is into the bonus. Either way it goes. Oh, a little bit too far out in front of its target. Frustration written all over the face of the Catamounts players. Sometimes you are the buzzsaw, and sometimes you get cut up by the buzzsaw. And the Knights have sliced and diced their way through this Catamounts team from the word go. Rodriguez, that's offensive. Put $1 in the jar on the other side. Under 2 minutes to play. No better time than now to thank all of you guys at home for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's with your family. Most importantly, I hope you have a safe Christmas and New Year's with your family. And we see cooler heads prevail on both sides as we see some frustration on display. But everyone remembers, 'tis the season to be jolly. Back to the action on the court, back to me thanking you guys for joining us on this Saturday and joining us all season long. It's been a tremendous start to the basketball season here at CCBC Essex. But now we will move to the holiday break, and then we will concern ourselves with how the season is going to end. The stretch run is what is in front of Coach DeVoe's squad after this holiday break. We want to finish the job strong here in the regular season, punch that ticket to the Region 20 tournament, and then punch that ticket to the NJCAA tournament, or should I say back to the NJCAA tournament. The goal still very much alive here for this Knights team. You got to do the little things. The little things add up to big opportunities. Game after game, do the little things. Do your job. Good things happen. We are seeing that here today on display as everyone contributing for Coach DeVoe's squad. Sally turning over the opposite shoulder, trying to hit. Cannot. Nelson fighting hard for that rebound. It's a jump ball. Where's that possession arrow pointed? Oh, it's not a jump ball. That's a foul. And that is foul number 5 on the court, so it's another trip to the line for the Knights. It will probably be the last hoorah we see offensively for these two teams as the shot clock now turned off. And oh my, friendly roll off the iron as Nelson gets one. And now she'll look to get 2. There it is. 2 for 2 at the line, and the Catamounts will hold as the clock will hit zeros in just a few seconds. Gleason pulls up. Bank still open for Maya Gleason. Oh, one last hoorah offensively for the Catamounts. And Rodriguez dribbles out the clock, and the final score in this one is 105-47. A huge win for the Knights as they move to 11-2 on the season. The next time you will be able to see this Knights team in action is after the winter break, like I said before. They will be back here at the Castle on Saturday, January 10th for their next game after the winter break. Until then, Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth, thanking you one more time for joining us on this Saturday and hoping you guys have a safe and fun holiday season. And until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.